真佛宗美国西雅图雷藏寺同修观世音菩萨本尊法，与会大众虔诚恭敬合掌，恭迎法王圣尊莲生活佛，众等唱诵莲花童子心咒。
落花虚空左右旋，微妙天音云外听，经说极乐生诸天。莲花童子见尽现，落花虚空左右旋，微妙天音云外听，经说极乐生诸天。
大家一起问候师尊师母好。顶礼坛城做观想大礼拜，一拜根本传承上师及诸佛。嗡阿吽，观想顶礼，回天心散应。二拜诸菩萨。嗡阿吽，观想顶礼，回天心散应。三拜诸护法金刚。嗡阿吽，观想顶礼，回天心散应。四平等一起手。恭请真佛宗创办人法王圣尊莲生活佛升法王座。
We welcome our lineage Guru, His Holiness Living Buddha Lian Sheng, to enter into the temple hall and now ascend to the Dharma throne.
师母莲香上师，请上座。
We also welcome Simu to please take the seat, and all the elders, Rinpoches, and masters, all the venerables to please take the seats, and we are inviting all participants to please be seated.
欢迎今晚莅临的贵宾，西雅图刘建军医师。
I'd like to welcome our guest of honors this evening, Dr. Lu from Seattle, from California, the director from KLA, Dr. Fang and Mrs. Fang.
马来西亚拿督刘立明师兄。
That took from Malaysia, Dharma brother Liu and Elaine. Datin.
欢迎第一次来到主庙或是很久没有来参加同修的同门站起来。
We welcome any of you who's here for the first time or have not been here for a very long time. To please introduce yourself. You may say your name and where you came from. I came from Ipoh, Malaysia. It's my first time here.
师尊好，师母好，及各位上师、法师。 各位同仁，大家好，我们是来自于高雄大义。
We came from the Dai Temple, the Tara Temple in Kaohsiung. I also came from Da Yi Lizang Temple.
欢迎您。
My first time to the Seattle Temple.
师尊好，师母好，我是来自台湾桃园的莲花意义。
I came from Taoyuan, Taiwan.
师母，谢谢。
Very pleased to be here to see Grandmaster Lu.
师尊好，师母好，我是来自马来西亚的吉隆坡法政堂
I
的
came
莲花荣
from
豪，
KL,
感恩
Malaysia.
师尊的加持，感恩大家，谢谢。
欢迎。龙边没有，接下来换虎边的同门有没有要自我介
Now
绍
to the tiger side. Anybody?
师尊好，师母好，我叫莲花博学，来自马来西亚巴斗正念同修会。
I came from Sabah, Malaysia.
一直以那么多年来的加持和帮助。
Thank you to Grandmaster for your blessings and help for so many years.
师尊好，师母好，各位上师法师同门们好。我是来自吉隆坡马来西亚，然后出生于沙巴斗湖的
I came from
今天
Malaysia, Sabah. My first time to Seattle. Thank you.
欢迎。
师尊好，师母好，各位上师、各位法师好，大家好，我是来自和风护清堂的莲花玉倩，目前定居新加坡。
欢迎您。
I came from Singapore.
师尊好，师母好，我是莲花雨雷，来自马来西亚和风护清堂。
欢迎。
I'm from Malaysia.
师尊好，师母好，上师法师同门大家好，我是来自和风护清堂的莲花传戒。
欢迎。
I'm from Malaysia.
师尊好，师母好，上师法师同门好。
Grandmaster Lu, all the Dharma masters, venerables, all the fellow disciples. How do you do? I also came from
欢
Malaysia.
迎您。还有同门要做自我介绍的吗？
Anybody else would like to say a few words and introduce yourself?
师尊好，师母好，上师法师大家好。
Grandmaster Lu, masters, venerables, all the fellow disciples. We came from Taoyuan,
谢谢大家。
Taiwan.
欢迎您。也让我们欢迎来自世界各地的各级弘法人员和同门善信大德一起前来参加同修。
Welcome for your all participations. The good practice this evening is Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva. Visualize through Buddha lineage. Namo Vairukana Buddha. Namo Namo Buddha Lukana. Namo Amitabha Buddha. Namo Padma Kumara. Namo Living Buddha Lian Sheng. Visualize Grandmaster and all Buddhas and Bodhisattvas radiating light to bless us. Recite Padma Kumara mantra 7 times.
Om Guru Lian Sheng Xi Di Hong. 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 Om Guru Lian Sheng Xi Di Hong.
做四无量观想行
Perform the visualization of the four immeasurables. Visualize to our left our father and relatives and ancestors from the father's side, and our mother and the maternal side to your right, friends, teachers and benefactors behind us, enemies and karmic creditors in front of us, all sentient beings around us, together practicing tantric dharma and ultimately attaining Buddhahood.
做经行手印
Clap twice and snap your fingers to awaken the deities. Recite purification mantras and the deity mantra.
Om Shudoli Shudoli Shumoli Shumoli Soha. Om Wazadan He He Hong. Namo Samando Motonan Om Dulu Dulu Dewe Soha.
Recite invocation mantra.
Hong Soha. Om A Hong Soha. Om A Hong Soha.
We sincerely invoke Namo Holy Red Crown Vajramaster Living Buddha Lian Sheng. Namo Holy Red Crown Vajramaster Living Buddha Lian Sheng. Namo Holy Red Crown Vajramaster Living Buddha Lian Sheng. The main deity of the group practice, Namo Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva. The main deity of the group practice, Namo Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva. The main deity of the group practice, Namo Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva. Namo Vairocana Buddha at the center, Namo Akshobha Buddha to the east, Amitabha Buddha to the west, Namo Ratnasambha Buddha to the south, Namo Amughasiddhi Buddha to the north, Namo Sakyamuni Buddha, Namo Medicine Buddha, Namo Golden Mother of the Primordial Jade Pond, Namo Siddhigarbha Bodhisattva, Namo Padma Kumara, Namo Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva, Namo Manjusri Bodhisattva, Namo Maitreya Bodhisattva, Namo Vajrasattva, Namo Guru Padmasambhava, Namo Jundi Buddha Mother, all Hirukas, Dhammapalas, Dakinis and divinities, all Buddhas of the 3 times in the 10 directions, all Bodhisattvas and Mahasattvas, Namo Maha Prasnya Paramita. Pay homage using visualization first to the Guru and all Buddhas. Visualize full procession on the ground, release the mudra, second to all Bodhisattvas. Visualize full procession on the ground, release the mudra, third to all Herukas and Dhamma protectors. Visualize full procession on the ground, release the mudra, fourth equality to all. Great mandala offering, form the offering mudra. Visualize the transformations of the offerings to become innumerable, to fill the whole cosmic space. Make the offering above to the lineage root guru, all the lineage gurus, the main deity of the group practice, Namo Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva, all Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, Herukas, Dharmapalas, Dakinis and divinities, and below to all sentient beings. Mount Meru, 4 continents and sun and moon transform into precious offerings for the Buddhas. May these wondrous treasures and merits purge our karma to all of our civilization. Fourfold refuge. Visualize our lineage root guru, all the lineage gurus, all the Buddha jewel, Dharma jewel, and Sangha jewel to form bright white light to empower us. Recite the mantra.
Namo Gulupe, Namo Buddhaye, Namo Dhamoye, Namo Sheng-yen. Namo Gulupe, Namo Buddhaye, Namo Dhamoye, Namo Sheng-yen. Namo Gulupe, Namo Buddhaye, Namo Dhamoye, Namo Sheng-yen.
Armor protection. Form Vajraklap's mudra. Recite Vajrapani mantra 7 times.
Om Purulanjali, Om Purulanjali, Om Purulanjali, Om Purulanjali, Om Purulanjali, Om Purulanjali, Om Purulanjali.
Recite hiking Avalokitesvara Sutra. Invocation of the 8 great Bodhisattvas or Mahasattvas. Namo Avalokitesvara Mahasattva, Namo Maitreya Mahasattva, Namo Akasagarbha Mahasattva, Namo Samantabhadra Mahasattva, Namo Vajrapani Mahasattva, Namo Manjushri Mahasattva, Namo Vishkambin Mahasattva, Namo Siddhigarbha Mahasattva, Namo all Bodhisattvas and Mahasattvas. Homage to Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva. Namo Buddhaya, Namo Dhammaya, Namo Sanghaya. An affinity with the Pure Land opens the Dharma doors. The true self is permanent, blissful and pure and blessed with the Buddhadharma. Namo Mahaprajna Paramita, a great wisdom mantra. Namo Mahaprajna Paramita, a great spiritual mantra. Namo Mahaprajna Paramita, a supreme mantra. Namo Mahaprajna Paramita, an unequaled mantra. Namo the Pure Light Secret Buddha, Dharma Treasury Buddha, Tranquil King Buddha with lion's roar and divine speed. Sumerit like King Buddha announced by Buddha, Dharma Protector Buddha, Vajra Treasury Roaming Lion Buddha, Precious Victory Buddha, Supernatural Power Folder, Medicine Lapis Lazuli Light King Buddha, Universal Light Merit Mountain King Buddha, Merit Returning Jewel King Buddha, 7 past Buddhas, future 1,000 Buddhas of this fortune eon, 1,500 Buddhas, 15,000 Buddhas, 500 Flower Victory Buddhas, billion Vajra Treasuries Buddhas, and the Fixed Light Buddha. The Buddhas of 6 directions. To the east, the precious light moon palace, venerable wonderful horse King Buddha. To the south, the tree-root flower King Buddha. To the west, the spiritual power flower blazing King Buddha. To the northern moon palace, purity Buddha. Above, the countless wicked jewel crown Buddhas. Below, the tranquil moon sun King Buddha. All the countless Buddhas, many jewels Buddha, Sakyamuni Buddha, Maitreya Buddha, Akshobha Buddha, Amitabha Buddha. All beings in the central realm and those in the Buddha verses, while moving upon the earth and through the heavens, shower limitless compassion upon all living beings, affording them stability and peace that they might cultivate day and night. By constantly invoking the sutra, one is liberated from the suffering of birth and death and free from all kinds of poisons and harms. Namo the great wisdom Avalokitesvara, observant Avalokitesvara, noble Avalokitesvara, the expansively minded Avalokitesvara, the medicine king Bodhisattva, medicine lord Bodhisattva, Manjushri Bodhisattva, Samantabhadra Bodhisattva, Akasagarbha Bodhisattva, Siddhigarbha Bodhisattva, the billions of clear cool treasure mountain Bodhisattvas, the universal light venerable King Tathagata Bodhisattva. Chanting this sutra continually, the 7 world honored Buddhas proclaim this mantra.
Gyuhe gyuhe te, tolo ni te, ni he na te, pili ni te, mo he kya te, zhen ling qian te, so ha. Li bo te, gyuhe gyuhe te, tolo ni te, ni he na te, pili ni te, mo he kya te, zhen ling qian te, so ha. Li bo te, gyuhe gyuhe te, tolo ni te, ni he na te, pili ni te, mo he kya te,真灵前的所哈，利波的，gyuhe gyuhe的，陀罗尼的，尼诃那的，毗梨尼的，摩诃迦的，真灵前的所哈，利波的，gyuhe gyuhe的，陀罗尼的，尼诃那的，毗梨尼的，摩诃迦的，真灵前的所哈，利波的，gyuhe gyuhe的。陀罗尼的，尼诃那的，毗梨尼的，摩诃迦的，真灵前的所哈，利波的，gyuhe gyuhe的，陀罗尼的，尼诃那的，毗梨尼的，摩诃迦的，真灵前的所哈。
The Avalokitesvara in the 10 directions and all Bodhisattvas vow to save sentient beings. Calling upon their names allows for liberation. The wise ones expound it diligently, and those with affinity constantly recite it. With the 1,000 recitations and constant mindfulness of it, fire causes no harm, knives and weapons break instantly, anger turns into joy, and death revives. Never be doubtful, for the Buddhas always speak the truth. Hiking Avalokitesvara alleviates all sufferings. Faced with a fatal crisis, the doomed shall live. The words of the Buddhas are always true, thus they deserve our homage. With the 1,000 recitations, grave karma shall be eradicated. Those with great merit and unwavering faith single-mindedly chant this sutra and dedicate its merit to all. 1,000 recitations will eradicate grave karma. This concludes the hiking Avalokitesvara Sutra. Recite deliverance mantra 3 times.
Namo Amitopo ye do takiato ye do de ye ta amili do bobi amili do sitan bobi amili do bigyalante amili do bigyalando yamini yagyana zito gyali soha Namo Amitopo ye do takiato ye do de ye ta amili do bobi amili do sitan bobi Amilito Vigyalante, Amilito Vigyalando, Yamini Yagyana, Zito Gyali Soha.
Form Padma Kumara Mudra. Visualize our lineage root guru, the Padma Kumara, blesses us with the 3 lights. Recite Padma Kumara mantra 21 times.
Om Guru Lian Sheng Siddhi Hong. 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 Om Guru Lian Sheng Siddhi Hong.
Form the Lotus Anjali Mudra. First empty your mind. Recite the Sunyata visualization mantra.
Svawa Sutta Sawa Dhamma Svawa Sutto Han. Om Svawa Sutta Sawa Dhamma Svawa Sutto Han. Om Svawa Sutta Sawa Dhamma Svawa Sutto Han. 观想
Visualize in the sky a blue moon disk with the white She seed syllable at the center, radiating bright white light. The seed syllable She revolves to become the white self-nature Avalokitesvara Kuan Yin, seated on a lotus throne, wearing layers of celestial garments and beautiful ornaments. She looks compassionate and magnificent, radiating infinite pure light. Also visualize the 6 seed syllable mantra revolving around the Bodhisattva, radiating bright light. Visualize her right hand is holding a nectar vase, which emits a ray of pure white light, origin, shining upon us, eradicating negative karma and negative thoughts to become black smoke, expelled through the skin pores and disappearing in thin air. Our bodies become pure white, crystal clear, transparent, and luminous, and we attain peace and ease. Visualize our Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva moves to above our heads, seated on top of our crowns, decreases in size until she becomes the size of a drop of light. At the same time, our heart chakra opens to become a lotus blossom. At the center there is a moon disk and a white seed syllable She on it, radiating white light, invoking Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva to enter our central channel and reach our heart lotus. In a flash, we merge with Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva, completely identical and inseparable. Recite Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva's heart mantra 108 times. First perform mala visualization.
Om Mani Padme Hum. 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 Om Mani Padme Hum.
Om Mani Padme Hum.
Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani
做9节佛风
Perform 9 cycle Buddha breathing, enter Samadhi.
加持八大本尊心咒及念佛。Om 阿弥
Recite the mantras of the principal deities.
Om Balamo Lindo Ling Soha. Om Ha 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 Wei Samo Ye Soha. Om 这里主力准提手哈。Om 真巴拉查能查那耶手哈。Om 啊吽贝扎咕噜贝玛西迪吽塞。Om 啊吽咕噜贝阿呵萨萨玛哈连声西迪吽。贝亚他嗡贝嘎兹呀贝嘎兹呀玛哈贝嘎兹呀拉扎萨摩卡德黑手哈。
Homage to 30 sectarians, 119,500 Buddhas with the same name and application of Amitabha. Homage to 30 sectarians, 119,500 Buddhas with the same name and epithet of Amitabha. Homage to 30 sectarians, 119,500 Buddhas with the same name and epithet of Amitabha. Please recite the supplication to the Guru Buddha to stay in samsara. I pay homage and supplicate His Holiness the virtuous and marvelous Tantrika, all Buddhas in the Buddhaverse as numerous as grains of sand, for compassionate Bodhisattvas, Herukas, Dhammapalas, and Dakinis, the protectors of Dharma. The three poisons are proliferating endlessly. Our body and soul are stricken, tumbling in the misery of perpetual rebirth. With great compassion, His Holiness descended upon this world to solace the deluded ones. The three jewels emanate wondrous light to provide refuge for all. All fortunate beings, humans and devas rely on His Vajrabodhi for the bestowal of teachings, vows, precepts, empowerments, and attainments. With disciples of the Buddha plead they stay in samsara to turn the Dharma wheel to benefit and give happiness to multitudes of sentient beings. Recite the mantra of longevity Buddha 21 times and dedicate the merit to the health and longevity of Grandmaster and Sumo.
Om Amarani Zuwendi Yeso Ha. 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 Om Amarani Zuwendi Yeso Ha.
Merit dedication. The Tathagata of true Dharma radiant manifested as a Bodhisattva. The great compassion of Avalokitesvara has attained great self-mastery, radiating the bright light of the six-syllable mantra universally. And the Buddha's light guides sentient beings to the Buddhaverse. May all uphold the Buddha, ascend to the realm of utmost bliss, repaying for generosity from above, aiding those in the three realms below. Upon seeing the Buddha, may we transcend life and death. Like the Buddha, may we liberate all. True Buddha's school disciples wholeheartedly pray to Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva, the correct Dharma Tathagata, to please bless our lineage root Guru. May his physical form be robust, his vitality abundant, enduring health, perpetual joy, and boundless freedom. May wealth and fortune shower upon him, boundless happiness and favorable affinities around him. May he continue to deliver sentient beings through the tantric Buddhadharma and guide them to the other shore of liberation. And may Sumo be happy, healthy in body and mind, all auspicious. Inviting His Holiness to perform the oral merit dedication. Wholeheartedly we pay homage to the greatly loving and compassionate Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva. Wholeheartedly we pay homage to the greatly loving and compassionate Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva. Wholeheartedly we pay homage to the greatly loving and compassionate Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva. May Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva radiate bright light upon the world. The 6 samsaric realms. May Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva radiate light upon the nether spirits so they may be reborn into the pure Buddha verses. We pray to Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva who transforms and manifests as on countless myriad manifestations in samsara to speak Dharma and deliver beings. We pray to Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva to bless us with good health, to practice Dharma every day. May all be auspicious according to our wishes. May we have attainments in our Dharma practices. Namo, the greatly loving and compassionate Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva, and gods in heavens, gods on earth, may be far from all calamities. May all calamities abandon us. Let all disasters turn into dust. May all of our prayers be granted. We pray that you bless us so the viruses disperse, the pandemic disperse, calamities due to war and weaponry disperse, natural disasters disperse. We pray that you bless us. May all be auspicious according to our wishes. May purification, enrichment, magnification, and subjugation be accomplished. Recite 100 syllable mantra 3 times.
Anulanto me bawa sawa siti me pulaya cha sawa kama sutza me jitamu 十里人咕噜哄哈哈哈哈呵巴嘎文萨瓦达达嘎达贝扎玛美门扎贝兹巴瓦玛哈萨玛雅萨多阿哄佩嗡贝扎萨多萨玛雅玛努巴拉雅贝扎萨多德努巴迪查佐佐米巴瓦苏多卡尤米巴瓦苏布卡尤米巴瓦阿努兰多米巴瓦萨瓦斯蒂美布拉雅查萨瓦嘎玛苏扎美吉达姆十里人咕噜哄哈哈哈哈呵巴嘎文萨瓦达达嘎达贝扎玛美门扎贝兹巴瓦玛哈萨玛雅萨多阿哄佩嗡贝扎萨多萨玛雅玛努巴拉雅贝 贝扎萨多贝努巴迪扎，这周美巴哇，苏多卡尤美巴哇，苏布卡尤美巴哇，汉努兰多美巴哇，萨瓦斯蒂美布拉雅查，萨瓦嘎玛苏扎美吉达姆斯里人咕噜哄，哈哈哈哈呵巴嘎文萨瓦。达达卡达贝扎玛美门扎贝兹巴瓦玛哈萨玛雅萨多阿哄佩。做观想大礼拜，一拜根本传承。
Okay, homage using visualization for student Guru and all Buddhas.
观想顶礼。
Visualize full procession on the ground, release mudra, second all Bodhisattvas. Visualize full procession on the ground, release mudra. Third to all Herukas and Dharma protectors. Visualize full procession on the ground, release mudra. Fourth, equality to all. Recite completion mantra.
Om Pulim Om Mani Padme Hum。
让我们以热烈的掌声感谢根本传承上师圣尊莲生活佛，佛光加
Let's give the great round of applause to show our utmost gratitude to our lineage Guru for his blessing to this group practice. Now let us join our palms with reverence, and we would like to invite Master Shen to present the offering of Hatha to the lineage Guru as a symbol of the highest honor on behalf of all of us.
请大家虔诚合掌，一心恭请法王圣尊莲生活佛为大众做宝贵的法语开示。
And together we invite His Holiness to bestow the precious Dharma teachings. Let's pay homage to the lineage Gurus. Homage to the Venerable Monk Liao Ming. Homage to Master Sakyamuni. Homage to His Holiness the 16th Karmapa. And homage to Master Buddhadharma. Homage to the three jewels of the altar. And homage to the main deity of the group practice today, the greatly loving and compassionate Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva. Sumu, Panchen Gatu, Tuptan Siddhi, Tuptan Kama, all Dharma masters, Dharma lecturers, Dharma teachers, Dharma instructors, Dharma tutors, temple and center directors, and all disciples present here and over the internet. Good evening, how do you do?
你好，大家好。先早感恩。愛してる。사랑해。Hola amigo。Que quiero mucho。すごい。一番。気持ちいい。Jumi。你happy。뿌린뿌린 고마워.
Let's do the Q&A first. A question from Indonesia by Lian Fu. Some relatives believe that during the Qingming festival, descendants who do not visit ancestral graves, columbarium, or the seashore are considered unfilial. Although I always dedicate the merit and register ancestors for bardo ceremonies, do we need to visit the ancestors' graves, columbarium, or the seashore to be considered filial? That's his first question. Second question, after a person passes away, if they are buried at sea or for other reasons do not have a tablet enshrined at the Siddhikarpa hall or at home, or no memorial tablet anywhere, will this negatively affect the deceased soul? That's the second question. I find the first question like the Qingming festival or tomb sweeping festival. We would visit graves or columbarium. If we don't go, that's unfilial. That's difficult to say. Whether you're filial piety should be done when they're still alive. But if you don't perform filial piety while they're alive, but after they pass away, you always pray to them, that's also not right. So this is all depending on the mind. Whether you're filial or not, you know. There's no need to ask me. Like for ancestors, like my own ancestors, my great-grandfather, that's all I know. Then above him, I don't know their name. So does it mean I'm unfilial? No, because nobody told me. I only know my great-grandfather's name, Lu Dejie, and he's in Fanyang, Fujian province, China. And the Huanyang, Fujian, is from Huanyang, Hebei province. So he's from Huanyang, Fujian to Penghu, Fanyang in Penghu. And there is a Lu clan ancestral home that was built by my cousin in Penghu Island called Saisu. So now you can just cross the bridge from the Taiwan Island. So the Lu ancestral home was built by my elder cousin Lu Caohong. So Lu Jie, and then to my grandfather Lu Chang, and my father Lu Sun. And then after that myself. So my father, he is tablet, memorial tablet is placed at the columbarium at the Taiwan temple, and my mother is at the columbarium at the Rainbow Temple. So for Qingming Festival, going to Rainbow Temple is closer, and then do I have to fly back to Taiwan? You cannot go to both. Respect toward ancestors comes from our own heart or mind. At my tantric quarters, I enshrine my ancestors' tablet, but not at the South Mountain Retreat, the Nansan, but only at the Buddha tantric quarters. So we have our respect in our heart and mind toward our father and mother. In my Dharma teaching, sometimes I mention my mother, and sometimes I would be very touched and cried, shed tears, especially when I sing. In the beautiful, beautiful sky, there appear the sparkling bright little stars. They look like the eyes of my loving mother. My mother's eyes I love most, who often teaches me to be a good child. I love my mother's eyes the most. So singing this song, when you touch your own heart, then you would shed tears. Sometimes halfway through the song, you're choked up because you're nostalgic. But when I sing that song about dad, I never cried. Because I've been beaten up by my dad ever since a kid until adult. But till now, I would still say, without my father, there would not be me. Without a father, there would not be you. If there is no support, financial support from the father, you will not grow up. Although he didn't think that I was his child, when my dad passed away, in his will he wrote the 4 sisters, so his inheritance was divided into 5 parts. 4 parts to my 4 sisters and 1 part to his caretaker, Xiao Zhang. But as for myself, Sheng-yen Lu is in America and he has money, no need, nothing for him. My mother's inheritance I give up my portion to my younger sisters. I signed a release of inheritance. But my father regarded me because when he married my mother, 7 months later I was born, so that was prematurely. My mother said that was a premature birth, but my father did not buy that. And he was enraged and went to see my mother's mother and fought with her, argued with her, and finally she died out of anger. When I was born, he did not want me, the baby, and give me to the maternal grandmother. And after she passed away, my mother asked her sister to take care of me. Her name is Huang Xiehua, the mother of Xi Xinghui. And then, when my aunt was about to get married, she told my mother, I can't go getting married, carrying your child, so I was returned home. Then the suffering started. Until I was 19, when I left home to study in the military school. Finally, I spread my wings and fly on my own. That's my life. So toward my ancestors, I have respect in my heart mind. Toward my father too, I respect him. Why? Because without him, there would not be you. How did you grow up? You ate food provided by him. No matter what, when I was in junior and senior high school, I work outside. And without his support, I would not be able to do it. So I'm nostalgic to Hualien because summer and winter vacation, I always went to Hualien at the factory, meter factory, because my uncle, my aunt's husband, is a director. And then in the repair shop too. I work in the repair shop. And I also work at the Kaohsiung Power Company. That's because of my father. Because he's also a leader in the Kaohsiung Power Company. So I work at the Southern Power Company. So I could work because of my father and my uncle. So I'm still grateful to them no matter what. You have to be thankful. Whether they treat you nicely or not, they're your senior. So it's good enough if you have respect in your heart or mind. You don't have to show lighting incense, making dumplings, and going to the graveyards. Nowadays, the youngsters don't do it either. Say for Qi and for Ching. They obey their parents, so that's filial piety. But the next generation, such as Lu Hong, Lu Jun, and the 2-year-old Alice, Lu Yin, I think it will be impossible to expect them to set up the memorial tablets. They live in America. That's not common here. It's good enough that they come and see the grandpa, grandma. So it's all in the heart and in the mind. Whether you have filial piety or not, you ask yourself. It's not on the external actions, external deeds. You think that they would see you give them flowers or food. They have been reincarnated to who you don't even know where. So it's good enough that you help them to be able to deliver. That's filial piety already. Otherwise, in the West, they have moved to faraway places. How could you rush there and here? And of course, there's some that are truly filial. And most Westerners, they just put the flower at the graveyard. And the Westerners would say, what's going on with Chinese? With all these bowls of food, dumplings, and place it at the tomb. Would they actually come out and eat? So the same, we can joke about them too. You think that they could see the flower that you bring to the tombstone, to the tomb. So everything is in the mind. Everything is created by the mind. Buddhism states that everything is created by the mind. Are you filial in your heart mind? You would know yourself. Why are you asking me? No need. So other people talk. That's because that their mouths belong to them. But in your heart mind, if you're respectful toward your ancestors, that would be good. Doesn't matter what others say, because the mouths belong to them. So after a person passes away and they are cremated in the sea, or they have no memorial tablet anywhere, not at home, not at the columbarium, not anywhere, will that bring negative consequences? Not at all. Whether you have the tablet or not, it's nothing. No big deal. After a person dies, in Buddhism, we often say after 49 days they need to be reincarnated. So the tablet has no benefits to them at all. But whether you set up a memorial tablet or not, that's your own intent. You can place the tablet inside your heart mind. Then you have set it up. If you often think of them, then that's the same as setting up the memorial tablet. Right? That should be how it is. will it bring negative consequences? Their own souls have karma. When they have karma, of course they would be incarnated according to their karma. If they have good karma, they can go to heavens. If they have bad karma, they would be reincarnated in the 6 or the lower 5 realms or the lower 3 realms. And if they're Buddhists, then they can attain Buddhahood, Bodhisattvahood, Dharma protectorhood, Herukas, or the heavenly realms. That's issues about ancestors. So, ancestors are ancestors, but karma has to be burdened by the individuals. So that's why we say that the man practices and gains the merits from his own practice, and the woman gains merits from her own practice. It's all individualistic. Can you understand like this? Issues about ancestors, like I only know my great-grandfather. I don't even know the great-grandmother. Of course I know. Of course she has a name, but I have to check. And also my grandmother, I know. And at the Rainbow Temple, I have the names of grandfather, grandmother, my mother, and my younger brother. So, all 4 at the Twin Lotus Columbarium at the Rainbow Temple. Next, that would be me. Very soon, I would be set up there too. And also Simu too. And whether the children come to visit us, it doesn't matter. As long as they have us in their hearts, that would be excellent already. But if you set up something elaborate and beautiful, there's no use. Now let's share a joke. In history class, the teacher asked the students, which one would you choose, the country or the beautiful lady? Xiaoming said, the country. Why? Because if you have the country, you have beauties. But if you have beauty, then the beauty might run away with someone that has the whole world. And the teacher said, Xiaoming, you're very, very smart. So the world and a beautiful lady, which one would you choose? Of course, the world. A lady told another lady, I make my husband to be a billionaire or millionaire. And the woman, the friend said, wow, that's great help. What did he do before? And then she said, oh, he was a billionaire. And then I made him into a millionaire.
差很多。早上没有吃早餐，就赶到办公室。
Without breakfast, I rushed to the office,
很热心的。
and a female co-worker was very kind and gave me a box of ENLIGHTENMENT milk. Do you know what kind of milk that is?
他一口气就把它喝完。
And he drank it in one go and felt really warm. And then after work, the beautiful lady checked on him. Are you all okay?
没事啊。
Nothing. Yeah, I'm fine.
美女舒了一口气。
And she sighed relief and said,
喝了也不会拉肚子。
Now I know that an expired milk doesn't cause diarrhea.
心地很好。
Oh, she's kind-hearted.
有一名印度的病人。
There's an Indian patient who got an X-ray and showed there's a gun on the chest. Someone asked me to name him, and I gave the name Luo Qiang. Someone with the family name Luo. And replied to my letter and said, I don't want that name. Because in Taiwanese there is a little term. The little Qiang means cockroach. So that would sound like a cockroach. So the Indian doctor asked her to get the surgery to get it out. So this patient went to Singapore, ready to get the surgery, and got another X-ray and said, oh, there is no cockroach inside your chest, but it's inside the X-ray machine of your country. Now we'll talk about Vimalakirti Sutra, chapter 10. The Buddha of accumulated fragrances. Then Vimalakirti asked the assembled bodhisattvas, venerable ones, who among you can fetch us meals from that Buddha? Since Manjushri is well known for his supernatural power, they all remained silent. Vimalakirti continued, benevolent ones, what a shame this assembly is. Then Manjushri spoke and said, as the Buddha has said, do not undermine the learned ones, the unlearned ones, those who are unlearned. At this, Vimalakirti, without rising from his seat, manifested a bodhisattva in front of the assembly. The bodhisattva's appearance was magnificent, radiant with light and majestic virtues, surpassing all in the assembly. Okay, let me just cover this passage. So at that time, the lay Buddhist Vimalakirti asked all the bodhisattvas, of all of you, who among you can go to the Buddhaverse to fetch meals for all of us? To the Buddhaverse called accumulation of fragrances, and get some meals for everyone. Since Manjushri is well known for his supernatural power, majestic transcendent power, He was the one that brought everyone, but he did not say anything. So the arhats below him and all the heavenly beings don't dare to say anything. Everyone was silent. So Vimalakirti continued, Benevolent ones, what a shame. Hey, none of you is able to go to the Buddhaverse of accumulation of fragrances to ask for meals for everybody. And then Manjushri replied, Sakyamuni Buddha believes that all sentient beings are equal. Whether you're arhats or bodhisattvas or just the general devas, devis, everyone's Buddha nature is equal. Nobody, Sakyamuni Buddha never looked down or undermine on anybody. So you cannot say that. Like you undermine the bodhisattvas at the initial stage or arhats. You should not look down on them. Manjushri Bodhisattva said, so you cannot look down on anyone, bodhisattvas at the initial stage, arhats, or the novice Buddhists. So at this time, Vimalakirti did not leave his seat bed. As we all know, there were no one attending to Vimalakirti. Only Manjushri Bodhisattva and the assembly he brought with him. So Vimalakirti, without rising, but he himself manifested a manifested bodhisattva. So Vimalakirti has great transcendent power. So Vimalakirti is still Vimalakirti, but he manifested a bodhisattva. And this bodhisattva's appearance was magnificent. Among all the bodhisattvas, this manifested bodhisattva has the brightest radiance. That's the meaning of this part. He asked the bodhisattva to go to the upper realms, traversing Buddhaverses as numerous as the grains of sand of 42 Ganges rivers. There is a Buddhaverse called Omnipresent Fragrances, and a Buddha named Accumulated Fragrances, who was presently dining with all the bodhisattvas. So Vimalakirti told his own manifestation, bodhisattva, go to the upper realms, to the Buddhaverse of accumulation of fragrances. Passing Buddhaverses as numerous as grains of sand of 42 Ganges rivers. The sands of one Ganges river is already countless more, let alone 42 Ganges rivers. Just imagine how far that is. But doesn't matter how far it is, it's just a matter of one thought. It's just within the one thought. So the question earlier, filial piety toward your ancestors, is just in that one thought. If you have that thought that you're respectful toward your ancestors, then you have filial piety. It's all in that mind. With one thought, you can traverse Buddha verses as numerous as grains of sand of 42 Ganges rivers, and you can arrive there instantly. Like the speed of sound, or space shuttles would take a long time before it can traverse the stratospheres to go to the great cosmos, and then you may not be able to come back because the space shuttles are broken. So you stay there. Two spacemen were only going for 2 days and they could not come back. Now they had to stay there for 8 months, waiting for the shuttles to be fixed. But the Buddhists can arrive there in one thought. And there is a Buddha verse there, or a world there, called Omnifragrances, Pure Land. And a Buddha named Accumulated Fragrances. And this Buddha presently is dining with all the Bodhisattvas. And who made those meals? They are called the ornament of fragrance celestial princes. The other day, that Vietnamese disciple, what's her name? Ling. Ling. Lian Ling. She's from the Buddhadharma Maryland Temple near Washington, D.C. And she said she's the one that gave me the bento box. So she must be from that, from the place of that ornament of fragrance celestial prince. Because Buddhas and Bodhisattvas don't make their own meals, but the ones who serve them are called the ornament of fragrance celestial princes. So Vimalakirti told the Bodhisattva, after you go there, say what I will say here. Tell the Buddha of accumulated fragrance. Vimalakirti, with the greatest reverence, bows his head to the feet of the world-honored one, and with innumerable respect sends his regards for your well-being, having peace of mind and free from ailments and discomforts. He wishes to obtain some leftovers from the world-honored one's meal as a present to the Buddha work in the Saha world, to facilitate followers of the small vehicle to obtain and spread the great path. So to go there, to bow and send regards to them about their well-being, healthy, free from problems and discomfort. And he wishes to obtain some leftovers of the Buddha of accumulated fragrances and Bodhisattvas, so that I can bring them back to the Saha world to do Buddha work, to offer to the Bodhisattvas there. To facilitate followers of the small Dharma vehicle, like Arhats, Bodhisattvas in samsara, can spread Buddhadharma. So this is pretty straightforward, you can understand. And then, in the effort to widely disseminate the name of the Tathagata, so that everyone in the Saha world can hear the name of Sakyamuni Buddha, and also let everyone to hear the name of the Buddha of accumulated fragrances and the Buddha verse of accumulated fragrances. So at that moment, the manifested Bodhisattva rose up before the assembly and immediately disappeared, merges with the sky, and swiftly arrive to the Buddha verse of omni-fragrances. And all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas in the Saha world saw him go to the Buddha verse of omni-fragrances and bow at the feet of the Buddha of accumulated fragrances, as if you're watching a TV. Immediately, you see that from the Saha world, he arrived at the Buddha verse of omni-fragrances. So all the Bodhisattvas and Arhats saw that, as if they are watching television. So let me repeat. And they heard this manifested Bodhisattva say, Vimalakirti, with the greatest reverence, bows his head to the feet of the Buddha of accumulated fragrances, and with innumerable respect sends his regards for your well-being, having peace of mind, free from ailments and discomforts. So that's just polite greetings. Wishes to obtain some leftovers of the world-honored one's meal as a present to the Buddha work in the Saha world, saying the same words here, to facilitate followers of the small Dharma vehicle to obtain and spread the great path in an effort to disseminate the name of the Tathagata. And so at the Buddha verse of omni-fragrances, there were many bodhisattvas, and they saw, how come there's a bodhisattva coming here who spoke these words? That's very rare. And they wanted to get some of those boxes, meal boxes, And they exclaim, this never happened before. To the calm of the Buddhaverse of only fragrances asking for meals. And there's a Bodhisattva coming from samsara asking for one. So all those bodhisattvas there said this has never happened before. So where did this manifested bodhisattva, where did this come from? And where is the Saha world? Why did he call himself that he delight in the small Dharma? Why did he say that? And so they asked the Buddha of accumulated fragrances. That's this passage. This is pretty easy, right? You can understand. Then I would talk more about it. What time is it now? It's 10, almost. So the Buddha said, below, passing Buddha verses as numerous as grains of sand of 42 Ganges rivers, there is a world called the Saha world. At that time, there was a Buddha living called Sakyamuni Buddha. This was spoken by the Buddha of accumulated fragrances. And it's in the 5-turbid world. So Sakyamuni Buddha is in the Saha world. It's very evil and turbid with 5 contaminants. Evil world. It's a really bad place. But for the sake of those who are learning Buddhadharma, teach and speak Buddhadharma and teach them Buddhadharma in the Saha world. So the Saha world is really not good. But Sakyamuni Buddha there is there to teach them the Buddhist path. So this is please don't mistake this. This is not talking about Taoism. And at that place there is a Bodhisattva called Vimalakirti. And is already liberated and giving teaching to all bodhisattvas. This bodhisattva is incredible. So over there is also a bodhisattva called Vimalakirti, who's in the past was the Jinsu Tathagata and has attained the inconceivable liberation. And he is speaking Buddhadharma to all the bodhisattvas now. So that's why he manifested a bodhisattva to come. He manifested into a manifested bodhisattva to come here to praise us. And the Buddhaverse. And he called upon my name and also requested all the bodhisattvas to bestow meals so that for the bodhisattvas in the Saha world to increase their merits.
这个佛言，所有的菩萨就问了。
So all the Bodhisattvas asked,
何如人作化？得力无畏，神足若失。佛言甚大。一切十方皆浅化，往之作不是小益众生。他说这个。他也是称赞这个维摩诘。
So he praised Vimalakirti that in his past he was the Jinsu Tathagata, and now he's from the Akshoba Buddha of the East. In the Saha world, there is a Buddhaverse or Pure Land called Abhirati, the marvelous joy. So Vimalakirti, to help of Sakyamuni Buddha, appeared in the Saha world. So he's to help Sakyamuni Buddha, and his transcendent power, his merits, his transcendent travel can go to all the Pure Lands and Buddha verses. So the Buddha of cumulative fragrances said that he has great transcendent power, and he's continually helping all sentient beings, and he's helping Sakyamuni Buddha and all the sentient beings.
再来是一世相继如来，就是众香净土的相继如来。
So the Tathagata of accumulated fragrances give all the fragrant alms bowls filled with the fragrant rice and give it to this manifested Bodhisattva. And then at this time, the 9 million Bodhisattvas spoke. So the Buddha filled the alms bowls with fragrant rice for the manifested Bodhisattva. And at that time, 9 million Bodhisattvas underneath the Buddha of accumulated fragrances all spoke that they're willing to come to the Saha world to make offerings to Sakyamuni Buddha. So one manifested Bodhisattva went, and in response, the Buddha of accumulated fragrances and all the Bodhisattvas, the 9 million Bodhisattvas below him, all came to the Saha world. And they want to meet the Vimalakirti and all the Bodhisattvas in the Saha world. And then the Buddha of cumulative fragrances said, okay, let's go together. But you have to pay attention when you go. So retract your fragrances on your body. The 9 million Bodhisattvas, all of them are very fragrant, like not unlike people in the Saha world who are very stinky, foul smelling. So if you go there, your fragrance will fume the sentient beings there. So you need to eradicate the fragrance, your fragrances, so you don't exude any fragrance. and also forsake your appearance so that they don't feel self-conscious. So all the 9 million bodhisattvas below the Buddha of accumulated fragrances, they all have a huge appearance, as tall as the tall buildings. And then when they came to the Saha world, the arhats and bodhisattvas are very tiny. Or the heavenly beings are very tiny. So you need to change your form to become like those in the Saha world, so that the people in this country, in the Saha world, don't feel ashamed or self-conscious. So you change yourself to be the size as them and also eliminate their fragrance. So also don't look down upon them. Otherwise, you would have hindrances, or the others would also have hindrances, because all the Buddha verses in the 10 directions are just like emptiness. Buddhists would understand. Because all Buddha verses are manifested and illusory. Just like the cosmic space. And also so all the Buddhas, in order to deliver or transform those with little spiritual roots, so for their sakes, you don't appear so pure. You're just like they are. So what it means here, just to be like them, like the beings in the Saha world. So at this time, the manifested bodhisattvas took the alms bowls, and with the 9 million bodhisattvas, by the power of the transcendent of Vimalakirti, immediately disappeared from that Buddha verse and instantly arrived at the Vimalakirti's abode. Just with one thought, they have arrived. Why? Because the majestic transcendent power of the Buddha of accumulated fragrances and the power of the merit of Vimalakirti, they could swiftly disappear from the Buddha verse of omnipotent fragrances and instantly appeared at the room of Vimalakirti. That was very fast. So fast, and I'm reading it so fast too. So at this time, Vimalakirti, all of a sudden have the visit of 9 million bodhisattvas. But in that small room, he could house all of the universe. It could become huge. It can become big or small. That's what transcendent power is about. So he transformed his own room to become huge, humongous. And then he went to the Buddha of Sumeru to bring back 9 million Dharma thrones. But Vimalakirti transformed 9 million lion seeds. Like all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas filled his room. His room became bigger. That could house 9 million lion seeds, so that the 9 million Bodhisattvas have a seat to sit on. So he's truly incredible. We couldn't even manifest one seat, but he could. If you don't believe, then you would say, how could it be possible? 9 million lion seeds inside his room, and how big was his room? Think about it. And he could manifest instantly 9 million lion seeds, so that the Bodhisattvas of the Buddha of accumulated fragrances have seats to sit on. Very magnificent. So all the Bodhisattvas sat on them, on the 9 million lion seats. So at this time, the manifested Bodhisattva took the fragrant rice to Vimalakirti. The fragrance of the rice fills the Vaisali city and the 3,000 great thousand worlds. So the whole city of Vaisali and the 3,000 great thousand worlds could smell the fragrance. It's really delicious. That's why I drop a few grains on the ground, and then a few grains on the box, and I lick them, eat them all. So at that time, the Brahmins at the Vaisali city and the lay practitioners could smell the fragrance, and they're filled with joy and bliss like never before. When they smell the fragrance of the rice, they felt very, very, very pleased, like never before. So just the fragrance of the rice is like that. Oh, that's all for today. It's already over 11. So you can understand, right? It's not difficult. And just generally explain it earlier. A lady felt that her face is too big. So she went to the expert and asked, is there a way I can make my face smaller? And the expert said, how about garlics? So the young lady was confused. Oh, so garlics can burn fats? And make the metabolism runs better. And no, because with garlics, that people will keep a distance and then your face looks smaller.
读大学的时候啊，睡的是上下铺。
In college, we have bunk beds. And then one day, there are two brothers who got an idea and said, let's exchange. So the one on top sleep at the bottom and the one at the bottom sleep at the top. They exchanged places on the bunk beds. And the next morning, the one who slept on top had bruises all over because last night, as he was going to the toilet, he forgot that he's on top, so he just stepped out and almost died falling. And then the one sleeping at the bottom bed, I was going to go to the bathroom and I couldn't find the stairs, so he just held his pee until morning. So that's a matter of habit. The girlfriend asked the boyfriend, are you having a cold? And the man said, how do you know? Is it because my voice is hoarse? And the girlfriend said, no. Because when you smoke, I saw the smoke coming out from only one nostril. Om Mani Padme Hum.
感恩圣尊莲生活佛宝贵的法语开示。
Very grateful to His Holiness precious Dharma teachings. We have several announcements. Tomorrow, October 6th, Sunday at 3 p.m., His Holiness will be at the Rainbow Temple in North Bend, Washington, and preside over Marichi Homa fire offering ceremony and expound on the Vimalakirti Sutra. The temple opens starting at 11:15. We welcome your participation and or registration. For details, please check the websites. If you would like to take refuge in His Holiness Living Buddha Lian Sheng, please come forward to the center of the temple and receive the initiation personally from His Holiness. If you're not present in person and would like to take refuge, you may send a letter to True Buddha Foundation. This ends the English interpretation today. Remember to return your receivers. Thank you very much.
Om Guru
恭请法王圣尊莲生活佛加持大悲咒水佛具部及为佛像开光。顶礼坛城做观想大礼拜，一拜根本传承上师及诸佛，嗡、啊、吽，观想顶礼，回天心散应；二拜诸菩萨，嗡、啊、吽，观想顶礼，回天心散应；三拜诸护法金刚，嗡、啊、吽，观想顶礼，回天心散应；四平等一起手。恭请法王圣尊莲生活佛为与会大众摩顶加持。 我们顶礼感谢师尊，同修圆满吉祥结束，感恩根本上师的传承大加持。师尊、师母晚安，大家晚安，明天见。网络直播到此结束，谢谢大家。The online broadcast concludes at this point. Thank you for watching. 淡淡的。我的单反成功哦。我这边过来请客一下。